Academic excellence is not the only goal of the Institute. Students are guided to apply their knowledge for the welfare of society. Because to note a new life-changing history, technology must advance humanity. ITS, Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember.
OES has such a large network of professionals.
If you are passionate about engineering and the ocean, please have a look to IEEE OES.
The thing I like about this whole entire industry and community is that we are all very tightly knitted community working on different aspects of oceans, and they are all very helpful to share their knowledge. And I think this is very important for a student when you are like just starting out.
We're solving global problems. We're solving problems that span the entire Earth because the ocean spans the entire Earth. We're helping people all over the world by solving these problems. So it's just a fun career to get into.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the honorable ladies and gentlemen from all over the world. My name is Putri Ohorela, and it's an honor for me, Master of Ceremony, in this very special occasion from the 5th floor Research ITS Campus, Sukolilo, Surabaya. We know that Indonesia, as a maritime country, has a total area of about 7.8 million kilometers square, where more than 70% is water. So understanding and protecting the ocean through ocean engineering and engineering management are very important to support sustainable development. As 2021 is the beginning of the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, we are delighted to present activities that highlight ocean science and engineering as well as technology management and policy. Welcome to IEEE Management and Conservation for Sustainable and Resilient Marine and Coastal Resources 2022. First of all, I'm pleased to welcome His Excellency Rector of ITS, Professor Muhammad Ashari, Honorable President of IEEE Ocean Engineering Society, Dr. Christopher Witt, Chair of IEEE Indonesia, Dr. Wahyudi Hasbi, OESTIM's Joint Chapter Chair, Dr. Marina Frederick, OETIC Chair, Dr. Endang Wijiati, also honorable speakers, and of course all participants. Before going further, agenda, please take a moment to sing our national anthem, Indonesia Raya.
Indonesia bersatu, di tanahku negara.
we process to the first agenda. The first agenda will be a report delivered by the chair of OETIC conference. We would like to invite the Honorable Dr. Endang Vijayati. Time is yours.
Wherever you are around the world. Welcome to the OETIC 2022, the second IEEE Ocean Engineering Technology and Innovation Conference, which is jointly held by the joint chapter of IEEE Oceanic Engineering Society and Technology and Engineering Management Society Indonesia, in collaboration with the IEEE Indonesia section and Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember di Surabaya, Indonesia, as our host today. So please allow me to extend our gratitude to the Honorable Rector of ITS, Professor Muhammad Ahasari, who kindly hosts our conference today, President of IEEE England. And for tomorrow keynotes, Dr. Dinar Catur Istianto, Senior Researcher for Hydrodynamic Technology Research Center, BRIN, Dr. Kojiro Suzuki, Director of Coastal Hydraulic Engineering Department, Pari, Japan, Professor I. Ketut Arya Priyautama, Professor of Naval Architecture ITS, and Patrick Hoymans, MSc, Senior Project Managerships of Marine, the Netherlands. I would also like to thank all parties that have supported us in realizing this conference. To conclude, I hope that next year's situation will improve so that we can hold this conference physically in Indonesia, with many more high-quality technical papers in oceanic engineering by researchers from around the world. Please enjoy the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Endang, for the report. And the second agenda will be a report delivered by the chair of OSTEAM Joint Chapter. We would like to invite Dr. Marina Frederick. Time is yours.
Oh, ini sudah. Okay. Thank you, Putri. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone from Surabaya, Indonesia. I am honored to acknowledge the honorable and distinguished speakers who are joining from all around the world. To Professor Muhammad Ashari, Director of ITS, thank you for hosting this conference. To Dr. Wahyudi Hasbi, the IEEE Indonesia section. Dr. Christopher Witt, President of OS, who's joining us from Canada. Dr. Kaharudin Janot of PTPAL. Dr. Hassan Park of MTCRC Korea. Professor Ogi Shahailatua of IOC UNESCO Indonesia. Professor Muhammad Hedarzadeh from University of Bath in England. Dr. Dinar Istianto of BRIN. Dr. Kojiro Suzuki of Pari, Japan. Professor Ketut Utama of ITS. Mr. Patrick Hoymans of Marine from the Netherlands. And dear all participants and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second International Conference of IEEE OETIC Conference. After a successful conference last year that was focused on the observation, technology, and innovation in support of the Ocean Decade science, this year our theme will focus on the management and conservation for sustainable and resilient marine and coastal resources. These 2 days of conference, in addition to the presentation by the above-mentioned distinguished speakers, we are excited to present the best reviewed technical papers. They are from the Netherlands, Morocco, the USA, India, Singapore, Russia, and of course Indonesia. They will present the latest research in marine and oceanography engineering. This presentation will be chaired and evaluated by a moderator. At the end, tomorrow, at the conclusion of the conference, there will be an announcement for the best paper and best presentation by a student and a general participant. I wish you a fruitful conference and happy conferencing. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Dr. Marina, for the report. And the next agenda will be a welcoming remarks delivered by the chair of IEEE Indonesia section. We would like to invite the Honorable Dr. Wahyudi Hasbi, who has already joined us via Zoom. Hello, Dr. Wahyudi, can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Wahyudi. You are still mute, so could you please make it unmute first? Okay, so can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you, Putri.
Okay, so after this, you will have time for welcoming remarks. So it may start now, so time is yours.
Thank you, Putri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, a prosperous and warm greetings. First of all, please allow me to greet the Excellencies, Rector of Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember, Surabaya, Professor Muhammad Asyari, who kindly host the conference today, President of the IEEE, the Oceanic Engineering Society, Dr. Christopher Witt, who is joining us from Canada, Chair of the IEEE Indonesia section, Oceanic Engineering and Technology and Engineering Management Joint Society, Dr. Marina Frederick, General Chair of the second IEEE Ocean Engineering, Technology and Innovation Conference, Dr. Endang Wijayati, all distinguished keynote speakers, committee participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's such an honor and pleasure for me to be able to greet you all and give you a few words to represent the IEEE Indonesia section at the opening of this conference. And on behalf of the IEEE Indonesia section, I would like to express my sincere gratitude and welcome you to the second IEEE Ocean Engineering, Technology and Innovation Conference, hosted jointly by Indonesia section, Oceanic Engineering and Technology and Engineering Management Joint Societies, and Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember Surabaya, and also supported by National Research and Innovation Agency, or BRIN, and also, of course, IEEE Indonesia section. The conference also supports the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, namely in the increased knowledge of the ocean through research and innovation of marine science and technology. This conference also presents the opportunity for academicians, scholars, and practitioners to exchange ideas and the latest research in marine and oceanography engineering. Distinguished guests, colleagues, researchers, professional, ladies and gentlemen, today 1/3 of the reef building species are acutely endangered or at risk of extinction. These changes have had increasingly negative impact on the sustainable and resilience of ecosystem services like spawning grounds, erosion production, and natural barriers that protect storm surge and rising sea levels. Economic sectors like tourism and fishery, which directly depend upon the quality of marine environment, are particularly affected, of course. Marine conservation can also increase resilience in maintaining marine ecosystems, and marine protected area can be used to protect geological features and processes that are identified as unique or distinctive. This can help protect marine biodiversity such as fish, coral reef, and other marine animals. I really now know the importance of this since I was also born in an island, actually. In such so, I believe that the theme of this conference, Management and Conservation for Sustainable and Resilient Marine and Coastal Resources, is very important in highlighting the innovation to support UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development. In this regard, I believe that oceanic engineering plays an important role. Distinguished guests, keynote speaker, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, the IEEE Indonesia section already been founded in Indonesia since 1988, and over the past 34 years, we have contributed significantly to have various activities that encourage science and technology for humanity in Indonesia. Together with all volunteers, members, and stakeholders, we have produced activities supporting more than 70 high-quality conferences every year, including this conference. And compared with the previous year, for example, in 2020-21, the conference supported by IEEE Indonesia increased by 50%. And we also hold more than professional, technical, non-technical, and administrative activities every year for all our members. And currently, we have more than 2,500 Indonesian members and more than 80 senior members consisting of professional, industry, academia, and government researchers. Currently, we have supported 26 technical society chapters and joint chapters, 34 university students, and 9 IEEE student branch chapters. And the youngest joint chapter that we have now in Indonesia is the IEEE Indonesia section, Oceanic Engineering and Technology and Engineering Management Joint Society, which is very important for Indonesia as the largest archipelago in the world. I believe that the Oceanic Engineering Society, Dr. Witt, will support Indonesia to host the flagship conference of the society, like Ocean Conference, for example, in Indonesia, perhaps maybe in Surabaya or Bali, and of course other activities related to oceanic engineering. In 2021, we also established the cooperation agreement with Directorate General of Higher Education, Research and Technology, in which we are supporting and synchronizing the program in Indonesian Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, including supporting the Kampus Merdeka or Merdeka Belajar, and also, of course, this historical collaboration strengthen the development of Indonesian higher education. And then last few months ago, we also having the MOU with Indonesia Telecommunication and Digital Research Institute, which is also known as the Telkom Corporate University, in learning, research, and innovation collaboration through publication, empowerment, and education to develop Indonesia technology leadership, innovation capability, and digital talent. So I would like also to invite all of you to get the latest advanced information, knowledge sharing, and other activities in the current and future technology by becoming IEEE members, as well as becoming the members of IEEE Oceanic Engineering Societies. So ladies and gentlemen, in this occasion, I would like to express my gratitude to all of the committee, especially to Dr. Endang and all the committee who have worked very hard in preparing this high qualified IEEE conference. I'm very aware that putting together a conference of this size is not an easy task. Perhaps next year we will have on-site conference, and maybe Dr. Witt also can join us. So therefore, I sincerely hope for your active cooperation and active participation in all of this program. I hope all of you will have enjoyable and valuable experience during this conference. Please share your best knowledge in your area of research and professional activities. So please stay active, stay healthy. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So thank you so much, Dr. Wahyudi, for the welcoming remarks. And the next one will be a keynote speech delivered by the President of IEEE Oceanic Engineering Society. We would like to invite the Honorable Dr. Christopher Witt, who's also joined us via Zoom. Hello, Dr. Christopher. Can you hear me clearly?
Well, thank you very much for inviting me to greet your conference. I'm Christopher Witt. I'm the president of the Oceanic Engineering Society. I'm going to tell you a little bit about OES and tell you why it should be your professional home. First, I want to talk a little bit about our mission and vision. OES recently has gone through an effort to update our mission and vision, and we see our role as the professional home of all professionals who are passionate about ocean science, engineering, and technology. And our vision is that our whole community would be working together towards a safe, healthy, productive ocean. To achieve the mission and vision, we have 3 core values. Those core values are mentorship of future generations, bringing together a community, and leadership in the technologies related to the ocean. Supporting the values, the mission and vision, we've got a number of strategic themes, and I won't read them all, but they include connecting with our members at all times of the year in all parts of the world with different kinds of events, local events and conferences and publications, high quality technical activities, as well as professional development activities. Consider becoming a member of IEEE Oceanic Engineering Society. Membership brings you into that community that I just described around the world with people who have a common interest in the technologies related to the ocean. I'll tell you a little bit about some of the various activities that the Oceanic Engineering Society has. Of course, we have our flagship Oceans Conference, which happens twice every year around the world. We also have a number of workshops and institutes that are on more focused technical topics. There are student competitions. We have technology committees devoted to a number of different areas of technology related to the ocean. Of course, we have our flagship Journal of Oceanic Engineering, and we also have 2 other publications, the Beacon member newsletter and Earthscene web magazine. We have awards for both volunteers and for technical excellence amongst our members. And we have local chapters and student branch chapters to have activities near you. First, I'll mention our Oceans Conference coming up next June in Limerick, Ireland. I hope you'll consider attending. Our Oceans Conference is our biggest event of the year, and it brings together all technical topics under the scope of interest of OES. This year, in 2022, we had Oceans in Chennai, India in February, and in Hampton Roads, USA in October. And as you can see below, there are Oceans conferences coming up all around the world. After Limerick, Ireland, next September, it will be back in the USA. And a little bit more than a year and a half from now, there will be Oceans Singapore in 2024. And then the next conference after that is in Halifax, Canada in September of 2024. I'll just mention a few of our student competitions. We support or organize parts of European Robotics League, the Singapore AUV Challenge, and the National Ocean Science Bowl in the US. We also have a student poster competition that happens at every Oceans Conference. I encourage you to ask for information on the student poster competition if you are considering submitting a paper or to Oceans. The Singapore AUV Challenge just recently occurred in Singapore, and there was a strong presence from Indonesia. Many teams participated, universities listed here, and one team was a joint second runner-up. I'd encourage your students throughout Indonesia to consider forming student branch chapters at your universities. I mentioned previously the technology committees, and on the left here you can see a listing of the different technology committees that we have and their areas of focus. The technology committees will sometimes organize their own separate workshops. For example, our AUV Symposium is organized by the Autonomous Maritime Systems Technology Committee, but all the technology committees will also have special sessions at the Oceans Conference. I'd also like you to consider applying for IEEE senior membership. If you have been in your career for about 10 years, you can look up information on the IEEE website on how to become a senior member. Senior membership is an additional level of recognition of your accomplishment in your career, and it is the highest level of membership that you can apply for within IEEE. I mentioned publications. Of course, the Journal of Ocean Engineering is our flagship peer-reviewed journal, and the Beacon is our member newsletter. So if you become a member, you will get access to the OES Beacon, where there'll be all kinds of informal articles about happenings within the society, chapter events, reports and photographs from oceans conferences, and lots of other information. Our Earthscene web magazine is more focused on communicating general science information to the public. If you're interested in taking some of the knowledge that you have as a professional in ocean technology and ocean science and making that available to society at large, please check out Earthscene and see how you can get involved. I mentioned already that OES has chapters, and within IEEE, chapters have a dual existence. A chapter has a geographic home, that's your section, but it also has a technical home, which would be a society. So OES has chapters all around the world. We've got 23 chapters and 16 joint chapters and 14 student branch chapters. And I understand this event is hosted and organized by your joint chapter with OES and TENS. OES provides support to our chapters. We provide support for chapters that have had their required technical activities every year, and that those activities have been reported in the Beacon newsletter and through IEEE's system e-tools. And we also have additional separate support for Ocean Decade-related activities. And if you're interested in any of these things, you can feel free to contact myself or any other of the OES leadership, and we can give you more information. I'll talk a little bit more about the Ocean Decade in a minute. But first, let me introduce you to our executive committee. This is the leadership of the society that does the day-to-day work of organizing all of our events and making decisions and managing budgets and schedules and everything else. As I said, I'm Christopher Witt, I'm the president, and you can see the other office holders here. Many of our terms end at the end of this month, and we will have some new officers taking over in January, but many of the same people are staying as well. We also have a thing called the Administrative Committee, and the Administrative Committee is like our Board of Governors, and that's the ultimate decision-making body for the society. Every year we elect 6 members for the Administrative Committee, and each time someone is elected, they serve for 3 years. So on the very top row, you can see the 6 members who were elected 3 years ago and are just completing their term. On the bottom, you can see the 6 members who were just elected this past year and will be beginning their term in January. So in total, we'll have 18 members on the ADCOM at any time. I'd like to also tell you about 2 programs that we have that we're very proud of. YP Boost is a program for young professionals. That's people within their young professional grade of IEEE membership. And our YP Boost program is an application process where 2 YP Boost laureates are selected every year to help organize and build YP activities within OES. This past year, we had Dr. Amy Deeb and Dr. Mehdi Ramadi as our YP Boost laureates. Once a YP Boost laureate is awarded, they're in the position for 2 years. So Amy and Mehdi will be continuing again into 2023, but we'll be selecting 2 new YP Boost laureates very soon now. We've also got a similar program called We Propel. And that program is for people who are members of IEEE Women in Engineering, and the We Propel laureates similarly organize activities and events within OES that support WIE members and their goals and objectives. Finally, I'll just wrap up by talking very briefly about the Ocean Decade. I think many of you are already very familiar with the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development. Here I've got the vision and the mission from the Ocean Decade, the UN Ocean Decade. The vision is the science we need for the ocean we want. And the Ocean Decade is all about bringing together all of the stakeholders in ocean science to find solutions for sustainable development and better use of the ocean. So what is the Oceanic Engineering Society doing for the Ocean Decade? Well, we've got an Ocean Decade initiative within the society, and the Ocean Decade initiative has two goals. Our initiative aims to bring engineering and technology to the Ocean Decade, as well as bringing the Ocean Decade to engineering and technology. What do we mean by that? Well, to bring the Ocean Decade to engineering and technology is as simple as things like this. Me telling you about our activities with the Ocean Decade. We also have special speakers at oceans conferences and other workshops who might talk about Ocean Decade topics, about sustainability. We've had special panels at oceans conferences. We have funding for chapters to do Ocean Decade related activities. All those things help our members to become aware of what the Ocean Decade is about. The other part, bringing engineering and technology to the Ocean Decade, is exactly what we are doing here today at this conference. This is applying our expertise, applying our knowledge and our ability in engineering and science and technology to address the challenges and the opportunities within the Ocean Decade. By using our expertise to support sustainable development goals, to better measure, understand, and manage the vast resources of the ocean, we are bringing engineering and technology to the Ocean Decade. That I'll conclude by saying thank you very much for inviting me to welcome you this morning. I wish you a very successful conference, and I look forward to hearing about all the excellent talks and activities that you've organized for this conference. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Dr. Christopher, for the speech. And following the next agenda, the previous agenda, we will hear a keynote speech and opening remark delivered by Director of ITS, His Excellency Professor Muhammad Ashari. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2022 IEEE Ocean Engineering Technology and Innovation Conference, or OETIC. On behalf of ITS, I would like to express my gratitude to distinguished plenary speakers. The first one, Professor Hassan Park, Co-Coordinator of Korea-Indonesia Marine Technology Cooperation Research Center. The second one, Professor Muhammad Hidarzadeh, University of Bath, England. The third one, Professor Zainal Arifin, UNESCO Indonesia. Also, Dr. Suzuki, Director of Coastal Hydraulic Engineering Department, Port and Airport Research Institute, Japan. The fifth one, also for Patrick Huijmans, MSc, the Senior Project Manager Ships, Team Leaders Transport and Shipping, Marine, the Netherlands. The sixth one, thank you to Dr. Kaharudin Jenot, Chief Executive Officer of PT PAUS. Seventh, Dr. Insinyur Dinar Catur Istianto, Master of Engineering, Senior Researcher, Hydrodynamic Technology Research Center, National Research and Innovation Agency Indonesia. Eight, to Professor I. Ketut Arya P. Utama, a Professor of Naval Architecture, Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember, ITS Indonesia, and also to distinguished keynote speakers, Dr. Christopher Witt, President of IEEE Oceanic Engineering Society, Chair of Indonesia Section, Dr. Wahyudi Hasbi, also to senior leaders of ITS, all committee, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much again for supporting this conference. This conference with the topic Management and Conservation for Sustainable and Resilient Marine and Coastal Resources is hosted by IEEE Indonesia Section Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember, ITS Surabaya, and also with National Research and Innovation Agency, or BRIN. The objective of this conference includes sharing experience, invention, and also innovation in the field of ocean engineering technology and engineering management technology. ITS is one of the leading university that also focus on, one of the focus is about marine. We have a faculty of marine technology that is one of the excellent center of excellence for Indonesia, especially in the marine technology from Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember. Now, actually, we have 26,000 students and 8 faculties. We have also a research center on marine technology. We have also the innovation center in maritime that we have already contributed to many ship design, implementation, and also public policy. So in this conference, it is part of our concern about the contribution of science and technology for enhancing the national productivity and also competitiveness. Hopefully, we can significantly deliver more contribution to the nation's advancement. To all of our distinguished guests and participants, again, thank you for joining this event. Welcome and enjoy the conference. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So thank you so much, Professor Ashari, for the heartwarming opening remarks. And after this, we will have a little bit to prepare presentation for today's conference. So please enjoy the videos.
Do you ever wonder what makes a life-changing history? Right, a solid mission of the visionaries. It was Dr. Anka and his colleagues' mission to accelerate technology development. Through the establishment of Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember, their goodwill has encouraged ITS students to take important roles in both local and global communities, ministers, CEOs, professors, entrepreneurs, and yes, another history maker. These successful alumni were trained in a healthy learning environment that was equipped with various supporting facilities. From vocation to marine technology, all faculties and departments of ITS were formed to be the best place to learn science, technology, and design. 7 faculties and 1 interdisciplinary school. Scientix, Faculty of Science and Data Analytics. MarTech, Faculty of Marine Technology. INSYS, Faculty of Industrial Technology and Systems Engineering. Electex, Faculty of Intelligent Electrical and Informatics Technology. CivPlan, Faculty of Civil, Planning, and Geoengineering. CreaBiz, Faculty of Creative Design and Digital Business. Vocation, Faculty of Vocation. And Interdisciplinary School of Management and Technology. Recognized as one of the top best-ranked institutes doesn't mean the finish line for ITS. To gain greater international recognition, ITS launched International Undergraduate Program. Students can get wider international exposure through 20 study programs they can apply. The chances are also open for professors from all over the world to teach and conduct research at ITS. These opportunities have made international joint research and other international activities successfully performed. Like IUP, students and lecturers from other programs have also contributed to the ITS achievements. Appreciations earned exemplify Institute's excellent performance. But technology and academic excellence is not the only goal of the Institute. Students are guided to apply their knowledge for the welfare of society. Because to note a new life-changing history, technology must advance humanity. ITS, Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember.
space has such a large network of professionals.
If you are passionate about engineering and the oceans, please have a look to IEEE OES.
The thing I like about this whole entire industry and community is that we are all very tightly knitted community working on different aspects of oceans, and they are all very helpful to share their knowledge. And I think this is very important for a student when you are like just starting out.
We're solving global problems. We're solving problems that span the entire Earth because the ocean spans the entire Earth. And we're helping people all over the world by solving these problems. So it's just a fun career to get into.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to inform that Dr. Kaharudin Jenot is unable to join us today. So we will start the first presentation by Dr. Hanson Park at 10:35. In the meantime, please enjoy our videos.
IES has such a large network of professionals.
If you are passionate about engineering and the oceans, please have a look to IEEE OES.
The thing I like about this whole entire industry and community is that we are all a very tightly knitted community working on different aspects of oceans, and they are all very helpful to share their knowledge. And I think this is very important for a student when you are like just starting out.
We're solving global problems. We're solving problems that span the entire Earth because the ocean spans the entire Earth. And we're helping people all over the world by solving these problems. So it's just a fun career to get into.
Do you ever wonder what makes a life-changing history? Right, a solid mission of the visionaries. It was Dr. Anka and his colleagues' mission to accelerate technology development. Through the establishment of Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember, their goodwill has encouraged ITS students to take important roles in both local and global communities, ministers, CEOs, professors, entrepreneurs, and yes, another history maker. These successful alumni were trained in a healthy learning environment that was equipped with various supporting facilities. From vocation to marine technology, all faculties and departments of ITS were formed to be the best place to learn science, technology, and design. 7 faculties and 1 interdisciplinary school. Scientix, Faculty of Science and Data Analytics. MARTech, Faculty of Marine Technology. INSYS, Faculty of Industrial Technology and Systems Engineering. Electix, Faculty of Intelligent Electrical and Informatics Technology. CivPlan, Faculty of Civil, Planning, and Geoengineering. CreaBiz, Faculty of Creative Design and Digital Business. Vocation, Faculty of Vocational. And Interdisciplinary School of Management and Technology. Recognized as one of the top best-ranked institutes doesn't mean the finish line for ITS. To gain greater international recognition, ITS launched International Undergraduate Program. Students can get wider international exposure through 20 study programs they can apply. The chances are also open for professors from all over the world to teach and conduct research at ITS. These opportunities have made international joint research and other international activities successfully performed. Like IUP, students and lecturers from other programs have also contributed to the ITS achievements.
OES has such a large network of professionals.
If you are passionate about engineering and the oceans, please have a look to IEEE OES.
The thing I like about this whole entire industry and community is that we are all a very tightly knitted community working on different aspects of oceans, and they are all very helpful to share their knowledge. And I think this is very important for a student when you are like just starting out.
We're solving global problems. We're solving problems that span the entire Earth because the ocean spans the entire Earth. And we're helping people all over the world by solving these problems. So it's just a fun career to get into.
Do you ever wonder what makes a life-changing history? Right, a solid mission of the visionaries. It was Dr. Anka and his colleagues' mission to accelerate technology development. Through the establishment of Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember, their goodwill has encouraged ITS students to take important roles in both local and global communities, ministers, CEOs, professors, entrepreneurs, and yes, another history maker. These successful alumni were trained in a healthy learning environment that was equipped with various supporting facilities. From vocation to marine technology, all faculties and departments of ITS were formed to be the best place to learn science, technology, and design. 7 faculties and 1 interdisciplinary school. Scientists, Faculty of Science and Data Analytics. MARTech, Faculty of Marine Technology. INSYS, Faculty of Industrial Technology and Systems Engineering. Electics, Faculty of Intelligent Electrical and Informatics Technology. CivPlan, Faculty of Civil, Planning, and Geoengineering. CreaBiz, Faculty of Creative Design and Digital Business. Vocation, Faculty of Vocation. And Interdisciplinary School of Management and Technology. Recognized as one of the top best-ranked institutes doesn't mean the finish line for ITS. To gain greater international recognition, ITS launched International Undergraduate Program. Students can get wider international exposure through 20 study programs they can apply. The chances are also open for professors from all over the world to teach and conduct research at ITS. These opportunities have made international joint research and other international activities successfully performed. Like IUP, students and lecturers from other programs have also contributed to the ITS achievements. Appreciations earned exemplify Institute's excellent performance. But technology and academic excellence is not the only goal of the Institute. Students are guided to apply their knowledge for the welfare of society. Because to note a new life-changing history, technology must advance humanity. ITS, Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember.
Itu pajak negara ya PPH ya. Berarti aku tuh bantu sama negara itu sampai Desember 2021.
OES has such a large network of professionals.
If you are passionate about engineering and the oceans, please have a look to IEEE OES.
The thing I like about this whole entire industry and community is that we are all very tightly knitted community working on different aspects of oceans, and they are all very helpful to share their knowledge. And I think this is very important for a student when you are like just starting out.
We're solving global problems. We're solving problems that span the entire Earth because the ocean spans the entire Earth. And we're helping people all over the world by solving these problems. So it's just a fun career to get into.
OES has such a large network of professionals.
If you are passionate about engineering and the oceans, please have a look to IEEE OES.
The thing I like about this whole entire industry and community is that we are all a very tightly knitted community working on different aspects of oceans, and they are all very helpful to share their knowledge. And I think this is very important for a student when you are like just starting out.
We're solving global problems. We're solving problems that span the entire Earth because the ocean spans the entire Earth. We're helping people all over the world by solving these problems. So it's just a fun career to get into.
For your information, today's conference will be led by Mr. Dr. Dhani Arifianto as the moderator, and Dr. Dhani itself is a lecturer at Department of Physics Engineering ITS, and he is also a member of IEEE Oceanic Engineering Society and any other society of IEEE. Besides, I would like also to inform you in the afternoon session, the technical session will be filled with presentation, and tomorrow the best presenters and also the best papers for students and general participants will be announced. So straightforward to the moderator, Mr. Dhani, time is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon and good evening and good night, wherever you are, that are probably tuned in to our 2022 IEEE Ocean Engineering Technology and Innovation Conference. This second conference theme is titled The Management and Conservation for Sustainable and Resilient Marine and Coastal Resources. First of all, I would like to say a few words to the organizer. I would like to thank Dr. Endang Wijiati, Dr. Fadilatul Taufani, and Dr. Lalu Jailani, and then Dr. Marina Frederick for organizing this event. I would like to say a few words again to our next keynote speaker. He is Dr. Han-Sun Park. He is a researcher from KAIS, Korean Advanced Institute Science and Technology. He received his PhD degree from Kyung-hee University in 2008. He is now a director for Marine Technology Cooperation Research Center starting from 2018 in Jakarta. This organization is doing so many collaboration with Indonesian counterparts in terms of ocean research. And I would like to invite Dr. Park for his presentation. You're going to have your presentation up to 11 o'clock or about 25 minutes, and then I will remind you when your time is almost up. Afterwards, we're going to have a little bit question and answer discussion. Hopefully, the presentation is going to attract discussion for further elaboration and in-depth discussion for this session. Dr. Park, it is all yours for your presentations.
Still working. Something went wrong. Please try again.
I think I cannot hear his voice.
That's what I figured.
It's my Siri. Siri, stop.
Yep.
thank you for introducing me, Dani. And yeah, okay. I'm Han Samba, Director of Korea Indonesia Marine Technology Corporation Research Center. I'm very pleased and glad to have a chance to present about the Korea Indonesia Marine Technology Corporation and the 2022 IEEE Ocean Engineering Technology and Innovation Conference. Actually, my presentation is about kind of introduction of Korea Indonesia Corporation cases. Actually, I'm also thanks for the committee for the OETIC 2022. Okay. And before starting my main presentation, actually I would like to show very symbolic two photos. Yeah, left one and right one is actually same area, same place in Seoul, Korea. Just about 60 years before, after Korea War, actually our country, everything is destroyed. We need survive and also develop our country for our children. So nowadays actually right photo is just nowadays photo. So the GDP of Korea is 3,100 times bigger than 60 years. So how can we do like this? It is just one case. Former Secretary General of the OECD, Mr. Donald Johnston, mentioned like this: a well-educated and well-disciplined labor force and technological innovation is mainly responsible for Korea's long-term growth success. Yes, to develop the country, there are many resources needed. Actually, natural resources is also very important, but unfortunately, Korea don't has many natural resources. Only we have human resources. So, Korea government focus on develop human resources, also related with about research and development. So Korea ranked second among OECD member countries in terms of research and development spending to GDP with 4%. So I would like to emphasize to develop country and also today's conference topic also related with management and conservation for the sustainable and resilient marine and coastal resources. Yes, natural resources is very important, but to have enough capability to manage well and also keep continue and also resilient to make good resilient. It is also very important by human resources. And Indonesia, where is the largest geographic state in the world and also second longest coastline in the world. So to manage well all of Indonesia human resource, natural resources and also territory, especially for marine and ocean, we need to cooperate with the others. I mean, international cooperation is needed. So that's why Indonesia government also mentioned about recover together and recover stronger. In G20, Indonesia presidency. So in terms of that kind of international cooperation, I would like to introduce Korea Indonesia Marine Technology Corporation cases through MTCRC. I hope you can find out some important point how to develop and also keep continue that sustainable for the Indonesia natural resources in the marine and also coastal. First, there is a three main item. First one is Korea Indonesia MTCRC general status and also main activity, and I will show what is major achievement and also talking about the future. Of course, many cooperation already conducted with many researchers and scientists between two countries. 10 years or 20 years before, Fortunately, we have very symbolic joint research for the Jakarta random substance and for supporting with ITB and also the other researchers in Indonesia and Korea. And two governments signed on MOU between Ministry of Ocean Fishery and Foreign Ministry for Maritime Affairs. And we can have implementing arrangement and establish MTCRC. So MTCRC is, many people think it's kind of a project, but this is not project. It is operation body, kind of intergovernmental joint research organization between two countries. But the main ministry needed to conduct work for center. They assigned to conducting agency. Korea side is KIOST, Korea Institute of Ocean Science and Technology, and Indian side is ITB. And we have 2 directors and 25 staffs, including 6 researchers. And Korea side covered for the operation project, and Indonesia side also support space and facility and other administrative support. And we have a mainly Children Center in ITB Oktober campus, and also we have an office in CMMAI to make a good cooperation platform with the government. And we have 3 departments, and especially we have some equipment. Actually, we have our own research boat and also survey and analyzing equipment for the marine and coastal environment. So this is not big one. Indonesia has a very nice research vessel, size with 60 meters or 80 meters more. But it is for the more focus on deep sea. But there is no marine chemistry laboratory to cover for the marine seawater pollution. Especially for microplastic, we have FTIR and also nutrient auto analyzer, and habitat pollution, we have ICP-MS also, and the tide gauge and weather station. So I would like to introduce our main activity. Basically, we are cooperative research center. So cooperation platform is one of the main activity and role, and joint research, and also we have a specially capacity building function. Actually, when MTCRC is designed between 2 governments, Indonesian government suggests to us to make a special function for develop a capacity building program. That one is, I already mentioned the human resources development is very important, and also to cover whole area of Indonesia, huge territory of Indonesia. That Indonesia need more experts on survey and analyze. So this function is also one of important our center's role, and we also conduct a separative project, kind of OD or ICRG, and support the local government and central government. So the cooperation feasibility study or some make a good proposal to make a bigger project. So we already conduct about forecasting system in the ocean, operational ocean forecasting system, and also ocean satellite, and ocean energy and marine debris. And this year we start to study about the blue carbon and smart aquaculture also. Especially for the ocean satellite, that is also good things to cover the Indonesia territory. So we we suggest a proposal, and also we make it new project with $5 million during 5 years this year. So we have many meetings and the field survey and about capacity building, I already mentioned that is also suggested from Indonesian government. So we have 7 courses First three courses we can give a degree, master or doctor. So already 73 students study and master degree, and also 8 students studying doctor degree in Korea. And below 4 courses that are for giving the certificate, so training for equipment operation or field survey or Korea invited free. And during COVID-19, we can just only online, but this year we can have offline actual training. So I hope many participants in the Indonesia whole area to join this training also. And local community support kind of a children coastal cleanup campaign, and also area survey, children area local survey. And major achievement, actually there is many numbers. In terms of research center, we already have 37 publication and 33 international publication. So important point is the main nursery is Indonesian. So that means we can well support Indonesia Human Resources Department. And certain seminars, and 1,700 participants already joined the seminar and workshop. And we conduct our field survey by ourselves. 1 Jakarta and 6 survey in Cirebon and Bali, Makassar and Kayaran. So this is one case of a field survey using our own equipment and researchers and surveyor. The ICRC, you know where of this, Indonesia Coral Reef Garden. And we survey the environment parameter in the Bali, and we can continue the next survey just several months before. And we also co-work with Busan National University to make benthic habitat mapping using multispectral and hyperspectral sensors. And Sriwijaya search and rescue support by our Arabot and with multiple microsound. And seaweed aquaculture survey on Maluku area also with the CTD and on. So we can find out the many parameters for the candidate for areas for new seaweed aquaculture ground. And also for the drone survey, we can find out where is already cultivated area in KRN area. And 12 trainings and almost 400 trainees joined there. And we already have 230 cooperating meeting with the government and agency and university. So in media, total 200 articles in, and also VIP is mentioned about the importance of anti-social cooperation. We hope to keep continue our cooperation for the develop human resources, and also covered many things to survey, joint survey with the IU. And last part is about the future plan. We will be international research center, but we hope to make a group facilitate between the two countries, and also be a good researchers and education supporters. But we need a more specific topic, so we reviewed many things. So we find out the 3 main topics: logistic, environment, and forestry potential through marine policy review, and also marine strategy for the CMMI. So we find out 4 major future cooperation topics. That's based on the world issue kind of climate change, and also SDG. And Indonesia has many kind of existing national policy and program kind of MSP, ocean energy and renewable energy and blue carbon. And it will be linked with the Indonesian marine issues with the logistic, environment, and fishery. So we find out we will support for the weather forecast in the ocean kind of operational ocean forecast system, and also we will support the blue carbon and ocean pollution, not only for marine debris but also ocean waters pollution. And it will be also linked with the fishery, and we want to develop a smart aquaculture together. That is about the topic, but how do we develop our capability to support all of these issues? That is, we want to be international ocean survey experts. to provide ocean data by international standard, and it will be support local and central government, and also broadening capacity building and strengthening cooperation platform. Especially cooperation platform, we already have a very strong cooperation with CMMI, but we also need to cooperate with KKP and KRHK. And for the institution, you know, where Rapan BPPT is became the BRIN, so we already cooperate with the BRIN to make MOU, and also we want to cooperate with many universities. Especially, we are preparing the next project to support the capacity building program. The title is Integrated Capacity Building Center. So we have cooperated with many universities in the H area, not only for Java Island, Sumatra, and Maluku, Sulawesi, and the other. So we already have MOU with IPB Bogor, and Unhas, Unpati, maybe today, and Undip, and Udayana, and UGM, and also ITS. So that is all about my presentation, and I hope we can find out more cooperative activity between two countries and to achieve the goal for this topic. Yeah, you mentioned management, water management for the marine resilient and also coastal resources. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Park. I think it's almost there. I mean, we still have a few minutes left, and on top of that, we kind of having about 20 minutes, 24 or 25 minutes for discussion. I think to sum up what Dr. Park's presentation is that I think he's offering a whole lot facilities in order to collaborate and to make use all this opportunity in order to set up a new collaboration and to enhance the collaboration that's already being exists at the moment. So I would like to invite a few questions from the floor for the audience to ask Dr. Park regarding the projects. And if you also notice the website of the Marine Technology Cooperation Research Center, they had or they are having quite few numbers of projects that are already passed or ongoing. So perhaps we can all put our attention to it and then make use of this information in order to start a new collaboration or enhance the collaboration that already being done in the past. Perhaps I can have one discussion from the audience. If not, perhaps I can start with my own questions. Is it, if I'm a new researcher that just know the Marine Technology Cooperation Research Center, is there any way that I can initiate research collaboration using this platform for myself? And for example, my university is not yet established or signing any memorandum of understanding with the research center. Is there any way to do research collaborations?
Yeah, thank you for your question. Actually, we are waiting for the cooperation with the ITS also. So that's why actually I have a plan to visit ITS on Wednesday and to have a meeting with the cooperation matter. Yeah, maybe ITS is very strong on the education, you know, and also technology. So all of the things is very well matched with our proposal and also the cooperation field. First is about the capacity building program. So I already mentioned that we have a plan to launch a new project to support the capacity building in whole area of Indonesia. So Surabaya, there will be good institution to support this kind of activity. Yeah, through ITS. So there will be kind of a support scholarship program and also training for the equipment operation for with the actual equipment and actual on the sea, yeah, something like. And also kind of a joint research. We also have many kind some supporting for the joint research fund. It will not big one, but it is enough. It is enough for making good proposal for the next cooperative project, kind of ocean sector project. So it is open to all of Indonesia's institution and university and agency. So just we are waiting for that kind of a cooperation. Yeah, start from maybe cottage school meeting and then MOU, and then we make actual activity between two institutions. Yeah, thank you.
감사합니다. Look forward to see you on your visit at ITS. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm still waiting for your questions to Dr. Park. Hopefully, his presentation is brilliant, and hopefully it will initiate and spark our interest to have a collaboration with Korean partners. Perhaps the committee can help me. Who ask the question, raise hand, or they can start chatting, using the chatting room to ask the questions to Dr. Park.
Can I ask a question, Pak Dani?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yes, good morning, Dr. Park. I'm Endang from, as a committee for this conference. In following of Pak Dani question, I would like to ask about the collaboration with other institutions, not only from the university, because for your information that I'm coming from BRIN, is there any possibility for us to make a collaboration or to apply for one of the research scheme from the BRIN? Because there are several research scheme that we can apply, including including not only the university but also for any other institution. Have you ever tried to apply for that? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ibu. You mean cooperation with BRIN?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, exactly. We are on progress to make cooperation with the triangle cooperation, MTCLC and specific university or institution in Indonesia, and with BRIN. So BRIN can support the kind of budget, joint research budget, and also we utilize their also facility and some environment for survey, and we also support the kind of that. So maybe after signing with the MOU between MTCIC and BRIN, we also can facilitate more to make a specific cooperative project between BRIN and other university or institutions. Is it okay for your question? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Is there any further questions from the audience? Perhaps committee can help me. Who would like to? The audience can ask Dr. Park in two ways: directly using the audio, and texting using the chat room. Perhaps the committee will read the question for Dr. Park on your behalf.
Hello, good afternoon. Sorry, may I have a small question?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Go ahead, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Park. So I would like have a question. So I saw also in your website that there is the joint research related with the operational oceanography forecasting system. So could you give us more detailed information about that? Thank you.
Okay, yep. Thank you for asking question about Operation Ocean Forecast System. Actually, yeah, we already set that model in our center server. Yeah, you may know about that meaning. Yeah, that is operational numerical model, not for just once. Just every day we make 72 hours prediction for the whole area of Indonesia for wave and also current and weather, something, right? Yeah, but that is for the research purpose. So we are not open yet. Yeah, maybe someday. I mean, co-work with BMKG. BMKG has a responsibility to serve for forecasting information for Indonesia. Yeah, so after cooperation with the BMKG, we also hope supply some data for them, to improve some more. Yeah, so that is started from actually joint research with the Korea research team. Yeah, Korea also made that kind of a system. It is already operated 10 years before, and now they also want to improve their model accuracy and something, right? So I hope, anyone who want to cooperate with that field, I mean, operation also forecasting system, we can cooperate it. Yeah, and also you can also utilize our numerical model servers also. Yeah.
I see. So it's mean, for example, if we have the equipment to help you to make the validation, for example, in the current for your model, so we do the collaboration together or something.
Yes, of course we can do, but that means your model needed to calibrate our validate using our some result, our numerical model sub result, but it is not operated for that purpose. I mean, especially for specific area, we will also install kind of a tide gauge and also weather station, and we will operate ADCP to measure the current and the wave, something, right? And then that specific area's data can be used for your purpose for validation. Yeah, so it will be limited to specific area just now, but I hope, we hope, to cover more area, to make more with a more accurate result from numerical model.
Oh yes. Sorry. So once more. So I mean, we have the instrument, and this instrument can be used for your validation.
Yes.
So our research have the coastal acoustic tomography system, and it can be measure the current speed. So if we can collaborate, so we can use this instrument for your validation. I mean, like that. Sorry.
Yes, it's very nice. Yeah, we hope that. Yeah, I hope that. Yep.
So discuss more detail later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any? We still have a few minutes left. I think about 10 minutes left. Is there any more questions for Dr. Park? Can fire it away. Okay. I think that concludes our session today, and I would like to close it with when one collaboration is not enough. I mean, surely the oceans, we only have one ocean that unify us wherever you are in the world, and obviously the one problem in one part of the world is also a problem all over the world as well. So hopefully with this collaboration in the future ahead, that we're going to be able to solve a little bit here and there on the problem that we are facing together. Thank you very much for your presentation and nice explanation, Dr. Park. Hopefully we can meet in person, not this two-dimension form, and we hope be able to have more deepen our collaboration in the future to solve a few problems we have in this area. Thank you very much for all the audience. Thank you for Dr. Parks, and big hand to our presenter.
Thank you. Ya,
Thank
terima
you.
kasih. Kamsahamnida.
Kamsahamnida. I will hand back to our master ceremony. Thank you. Langsung ya? Oke. Masih ada waktu 10 menit.
Honorable ladies and gentlemen, for your information, for the next conference, we will continue it on at 11:20. Once again, I would like to inform for all of you that our conference will be start again at 11:20. Thank you.
Do you ever wonder what makes a life-changing history? Right, a solid mission of the visionaries. It was Dr. Anka and his colleagues' mission to accelerate technology development. Through the establishment of Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember, their goodwill has encouraged ITS students to take important roles in both local and global communities, ministers, CEOs, professors, entrepreneurs, and yes, another history maker. These successful alumni were trained in a healthy learning environment that was equipped with various supporting facilities. From vocation to marine technology, all faculties and departments of ITS were formed to be the best place to learn science, technology, and design. 7 faculties and 1 interdisciplinary school. Scientists, Faculty of Science and Data Analytics. MARTech, Faculty of Marine Technology. INSIS, Faculty of Industrial Technology and Systems Engineering. Electics, Faculty of Intelligent Electrical and Informatics Technology. CivPlan, Faculty of Civil, Planning, and Geoengineering. CreaBiz, Faculty of Creative Design and Digital Business. Vocation, Faculty of Vocation. And Interdisciplinary School of Management and Technology. Recognized as one of the top best-ranked institutes doesn't mean the finish line for ITS. To gain greater international recognition, ITS launched International Undergraduate Program. Students can get wider international exposure through 20 study programs they can apply. The chances are also open for professors from all over the world to teach and conduct research at ITS. These opportunities have made international joint research and other international activities successfully performed. Like IUP, students and lecturers from other programs have also contributed to the ITS achievements. Appreciations earned exemplify Institute's excellent performance. But technology and academic excellence is not the only goal of the Institute. Students are guided to apply their knowledge for the welfare of society. Because to note a new life-changing history, technology must advance humanity. ITS, Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 2022 IEEE Ocean Engineering Technology and Innovation Conference. This is the third, I think, the second or the third keynote speaker is going to be delivered by Professor Ogi Saihai-Laitua. He's a researcher at the Research Center for Oceanography, National Research and Innovation Agency, or BRIN, and he is 26th research professor at BRIN, and he received his PhD from University of New South Wales, Australia. His title of presentation today is going to be the program at the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission at UNESCO. Hopefully, the presentation is going to, again, to spark our curiosity and to know even further what UNESCO is doing in Indonesia and what we can support this activity throughout the across the Indonesian and UNESCO framework worldwide. And Professor Ogi is going to have presentation about 25 minutes, and afterwards we're going to have the next keynote speaker by Professor Mohammed Haidarzadeh from University of Bath at England. I think our arrangement here is that Professor Ogi is going to present first, and then followed by Professor Haidarzadeh from University of Bath. It's 25 minutes is all yours, Professor Ogi. You may start now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to check my point. Is it quite clear for you?
I think it's okay.
It's okay? It's clear, yeah? Okay. Very good morning, everyone. My name is Ogi Saihai-Laitua, and yeah, I'm from Research Center for Oceanography, BRIN. It's already mentioned by Mr. Chairman, and I'm very happy to be here. First of all, I would like to thank organizing the conference to invite IIUC UNESCO National Committee to share our information on our program for national and regional purpose. His Excellency Professor Muhammad Ashari, Rector of ITS, thank you very much for allowing me to take part for this conference. Honorable committee for this conference, distinguished keynote speakers, all participants, ladies and gentlemen. In my talk today, right, is it coming to your screen ready? Sorry for this. Yes. Okay. Well, in my talk today, I would like to let you know about the national program for IUC UNESCO. So basically, this presentation prepared by Professor General Arifin and myself. Unfortunately, Professor General Arifin wouldn't present this information because he's now have another agenda. I'm waiting for my screen to be larger. Well, it seems like I have a problem. So maybe I can ask Mr. Chairman if you would like to share my presentation from your part. Probably it's more easier for me. I can stop. I'm really sorry because seems like I have bad connection at the moment.
Oh, okay. I think we can. You just say next, and we will put it up on the screen for you, Professor. Is it? We already have the presentation, right? You may start your presentation, Professor. We already have your slides, and just say next, and then we present it for you. I think we're going to have a hiccups in our connection, I guess. Okay. I think we are having a bit of technical difficulties, yes, and I would like to have Professor Augie, could you turn off your camera in order to make the connection a bit better? Okay, I think our team is still scrambling to resolve the issue, and hello, Professor Augie, can you hear me? Bapaknya keluar. Is he? Okay. Well, I don't know anything about fisheries, but I think in the meantime we can, I don't know what we can do. I would like to tell a bit about ITS. I'm sure a few of you is not quite familiar with what we are doing here in the ITS. Is it okay?
I'm really sorry,
all right,
Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Probably connection is a little bit bad in my home now. So could you please to share my presentation, because I already give to committee, and then we can continue my speech. Sorry for that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. We can.
Yeah.
We can.
Wow. Okay. So a very good morning, everyone. Very good afternoon and very good evening for everyone. My name is Ogi Siahailatua, and basically I prepare this presentation with Professor Jainal Arifin. Unfortunately, he couldn't make his presentation in this event, and I represented him for today. In my talk today, basically we would like to highlight a national program for IOC UNESCO because I think it's this time is very important for Indonesia due to the decade of ocean science. Next, please. Well, I think Indonesia is well known as a world marine biodiversity hotspot, especially the Coral Triangle region that hosts for I think is more than 569 species of stony coral. So the region is very important in terms for marine biodiversity. It's not just because the coral, but other marine species also have inhabitats in this region. So I think this region is very, very important. It's not just for Indonesia, but also for the world. Next, please. Well, the region also influenced by the giant current from the Ocean Pacific to Indian Ocean, and it's going down from the Pacific to Indian Ocean through the Indonesian archipelago, and we call it Indonesian Through Flow, and the ITF or could be influence the ocean dynamic and climate variability for the region, for Indonesia, and also for the region. Next, please. Also, the area it's very important for fisheries resources. And if we talk about the fisheries resources, probably we have to also talk on the food security, especially for food resources from the ocean. Indonesia is very potential for tuna fisheries. It seems like we are number 3 in capture fishery in the world. So next, please. Well, it's a little bit history of when and what Indonesia within the IOC UNESCO. So IOC UNESCO established in 1960s, and Indonesia already became a member since 1964. And at the late 60s, early 70s till late 70s, Indonesia also joined the cooperative study of Curatio. There is a regional program in the Western Pacific region, initiated by 7 countries, and Indonesia is one of 5 countries supporting the program. In 1989, IOC UNESCO established the subcommission for Western Pacific region, and Professor Aprilani Sugiarto as a vice chairman for IOC UNESCO, representing the Western Pacific region. In 2016, we are established we call RTRC, Regional Training and Research Center for Marine Biodiversity and Ecosystem Health. And Professor Jainal Arifin also vice chairman for IOC subcommission for Western Pacific region from 2017 to 2019. This is a little bit highlight of the timeline. So we are really involved in the IOC UNESCO program since 1960s. Yes, please. Well, talking about ocean, this is really important for Indonesia because I think as a marine and maritime resources, it's really useful for Indonesia. And for 2020 till 2024, we have a policy direction. There are If you see on the right, green one, a column, there are two parts, one for maritime and marine economic development, and the other one is for marine ecosystem management. If you see the policy direction for maritime and marine development in Indonesia, and we so we would like to develop a fishery and marine industry cluster, strengthening fisheries infrastructure, including the development of a cold chain system, strengthening accessibility and attractiveness of leading marine tourism destination in 24 locations, and optimizing the use of marine products, biotechnology, marine bioproductive, and so on. For marine ecosystem, you can see that sustainable fisheries development is important in integration of land and sea spatial planning, development of marine and conservation area, protection and preservation of marine biodiversity, and rehabilitation of coastal area and ecosystem. It is quite challenging for us as well. And of course, marine pollution and waste management is a very, very big issue for ocean health. Next, please. Well, National Committee for IOC UNESCO basically to help Indonesian government. That's for we have at least 5 tasks. So first, represented Indonesia in relation to IOC UNESCO program. We also plan and implement IOC UNESCO program in Indonesia and the region. We also involving potential regional and global partners in the field of oceanography in supporting the increase of marine research capacity in Indonesia. This it is a very, very important issue, capacity building. We also seek domestic and international funding of for IOC UNESCO program, because sometimes domestic funding is very hard to get, so we also would like to see from the international one. And we have to report our work plan and its implementation to the steering committee. So there are at least 5 tasks from a chairman of BRIN for IOC UNESCO National Commission. Yes, please. So we have a organization structure, and we basically we have 2 components. One we call permanent members, and next please, and the other one is we call the expert members. So basically, permanent member is it's an official member from the ministerial office or research institute. For example, Director General for Multilateral Cooperation from Minister of Foreign Affairs, Chairman for Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency, Deputy Chairman for Coordinating Marine Resources from Coordinating Ministry of Marine Affairs and Investment, Commander of Hydro Oceanography Center, Indonesian Navy, Chairman for Research Organization of Earth and Maritime, BRIN, and also Chief Executive of National Committee for UNESCO. Basically, it's from Ministry for Education and Culture, Research and Technology. We also have several expert members. It could come from a ministerial office or from university, research institute, and sometimes we also from society or from NGO. to be an expert member. So this is structure for this year, 2022. So next year we probably would be changed. Is depend on what's the program that we would like to run. Next, please. Well, to develop our program, we also to see the priority, the research and development program from BRIN as a national research and innovation agency for Indonesia. At the time, BRIN has 7 priorities. One is digital blue green economy, biodiversity research and its value-added development, research on COVID-19, space technology, scientists collaborative research engagement, human resources development, and number 7, technology for disaster management and mitigation. There's a 7 priority of research and development at BRAIN. Next, please. To establish the national program for IOC UNESCO, there is, I think there are 3 programs that we follow the IOC UNESCO program. Next, please. One is establishment a national committee for the decade of ocean science and working group. There are 5 chairs. There's ocean science technology, coastal science and technology, ocean services, research support, and ocean literacy. This ocean literacy is very important one. We also aligning the marine research agenda at the national and global level. At the time, we already established Ocean Research Consortium since 2017. Recently, we just have a decade action on small island studies. And number 3 is involvement in preparation of the regional oceanographic research agenda. You can see there's we put the code UN 21. It means it's already established by UNESCO for the region, like UN 21 marine spatial planning on Western Pacific and its adjacent areas. UN 22 Asia riverine plastic emission into the ocean. UN 23 regional network on training and research center on marine science. So we already established RTRC Marbes. I can talk about that later. UN 24, the second cooperative study of Curatio and adjacent region from its sciences to human well-being. So if you remember, in the 1970s, we have already study on Curatio. So now we also propose the new one, and UN, IOC UNESCO already approved the program for the next, I think 5-6 years until 2030. Next, please. So basically, this agenda program from the IOC UNESCO, and we adopt that for a national program. If you see in the middle, there are 6 themes of the program, including conservation, protection, and deep sea and mesopelagic fisheries, coastal biodiversity, resources, and also cultural value, ocean literacy. They are it's a very, very important for how to develop the IOC UNESCO program at national or regional level. Next, please. Well, for running the program, related to national decade of ocean science. We need some help. If you see there, we need at least 10 persons from government, 10% from research, academic, and also from business and society. If you see the list, we haven't completed the list, we're still in the progress. We would like to establish our national decade committee, because without the committee, we couldn't work or achieve a good result for ocean science decade. So that's why I put some names here. Probably you already know them, but so basically they all work voluntary for IOC, UNESCO Indonesian Commission. So sometimes we ask them to advise or suggest IOC UNESCO. So we work with the committee. It's not just expert or a permanent member, but also for special things. It's like for ocean science decade, we also have a committee, and probably some of you here could be asked also in the future to be a part of the committee. Next, please. So there's an agenda for 2022-2023. So at least for 2023, there are three big agenda. It's one in March 2023. Indonesia will be a host for the 14th Intergovernmental Meeting of IOC UNESCO Western Pacific Region. It would be in Jakarta. In June 2023, IOC UNESCO General Assembly, basically mostly in Paris, and by end of 2023 or early 2024, would be a first regional decade conference or second global decade conference would be going to happen in Indonesia. Well, talking about RTRC Marbes, and so basically RTRC Marbes has a four focusing. One, we would like to develop and strengthening the capacity and capabilities of young researchers and lecturers from university, especially for the member country in the West Indo-Pacific region. Number two, it's we would like to establish and develop a common platform for methodologies. So it's mean like we would like to have a quite similar methodology if we would like to doing research for marine ecosystem or health monitoring, especially in the coastal, such as coral reefs, seagrass, and mangrove. We also would like RTRC Mabes to be a part of for promote scientific collaboration and also transfer of knowledge and technology. So that's key focusing of RTRC Marbes. Next, please. So far, we already, since we established in 2016 until now, we already have 7 training and research programs. There are, I think, more than 800 participants, including 127 international participants from 18 countries. So and it's not, if you see on the map, it's not just from the region, but also from Italy. We have 1 participant already. So this from Europe. Next, please. We also develop our research facility, especially at BRIN, at currently, we already have integrated oceanography research facility in Ancol, Jakarta, and also marine bio industry research facility in Mataram, and also field station in Pari Island. At least one method for carbon stock in the seagrass bed we already produced, and the very important one is we also introduce MONMAN, monitoring for mangrove. There is an application for mangrove monitoring using your mobile phone. So citizen science could be easily to doing monitoring on mangrove. Next, please.
You have about 5 minutes left, Professor.
Well, this is a little bit about mangrove monitoring. MONMAN application is a user-friendly platform to monitor mangrove forests. It's created by Iwayan Ekadarman and Andarta F. Kohir. Next, please. So you can download the application using your mobile phone from Apple Store or Google Play. It's fileable. But if you have a problem, probably you have to contact us because maybe you need a little bit information to run this program. Yes, please. Yes, this is a tool on the program, Learning Center feature, so you can just download it and play with that, and then have a look if you have any questions, so you can ask us for how to run the program properly. Yes, please. Next, please. So basically, there's the roadmap that we developed the MONMAN, and so now there's already I think version 3.0. It's a third generation after we established in 2009. So we always renew the program or develop the program, make it more fancy and more easily for everybody to use this program. Next, please. User coverage of MONMAN, you can see probably almost over the world, from Caribbean, Southeast Asia, East Asia, Europe, Middle East Asia, South Asia, Africa, America, Oceania. Yes, it's quite global now, this program. So it's we hope we can yes, reach the global for the MONMAN monitoring. Yes, please. There's a recently training in Fiji on MONMAN. So there's an instructor from BRIN went there and then gave short training for participants from Fiji. So this is a one kind of soft diplomacy that we do by using science as a tool for soft diplomacy as well for the region. Next, please. So in summary, I would like to say again that we still adjust the organization structure of National Committee for IOC UNESCO under BRIN administration. We also propose new strategy for doing IOC UNESCO program in Indonesia, especially using related program from BRIN, like research cruise, floating school, visiting scientists, joint research, and postdoc program. We would like also finding new financial support from other partners, especially from Archipelago and the Island States Forum and Coordinating Ministry for Marine Affairs and Investment. We would like to strengthening the network among stakeholders in ocean science at national, regional, and global level. And hopefully, IOC UNESCO program would support the program for dedicated of ocean science and other marine coastal science. Yes, next please. Yes, they are a key person. If you would like to ask more about the UNESCO and the program, they all work as at the Secretary Office of IOC UNESCO. We have Ibu Mila, Dr. Angga, Ibu Saraswati, and Mr. Hendati. So I think next slide, I have to acknowledge several agencies already. Next, please. Already support IOC UNESCO so far, including some from Korea, some from Australia, from France, UNDP, World Bank, and also Archipelago and Island States Forum. Some university in Indonesia also support us. So thank you very much, everyone, for supporting IOC UNESCO Indonesia.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I give back to Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Ogi Selatwa. I'm afraid I have to jump to the next speaker. Our next speaker is going to be present his talk regarding the hang on a minute. The title is Building Tsunami Resilience in East Indonesia. He is Professor Muhammad Haidarzadeh. He is currently affiliated at the Department of Architecture and Civil Engineering, University of Bath. He is a senior lecturer there, and he received his PhD from University of Tehran in 2009, and he's now conducting research in not only let me see. His mission is the resilience of infrastructure in multi-hazards such as tsunamis, storms, earthquakes, landslides, and flooding, including some of his works is in Indonesia. I think it's going to be interesting to all of us because it's closely related to what we are at the moment. Professor Haidarzadeh also served as Secretary General of International Tsunami Commission starting from 2019. As previously, Professor Haidarzadeh has 25 minutes for presentation, and in the end, we're going to have around 20 minutes or so for discussion with Professor Augie as well as Professor Haidarzadeh. I think you can start now, Professor.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to share my screen here. It's going to work. Sorry, do you have my screen now?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, you hear me and the screen is up there. Is everything okay?
Yep, okay, yes.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Muhammad Haidarzadeh. I'm an associate professor at the Department of Architecture and Civil Engineering at the University of Bath in the UK. And the talk today is about the building tsunami resilience in East Indonesia. First of all, thank you very much to all of you for coming here, and also to the organizers of the conference, Dr. Marina Frederick, Dr. Giatti, and Dr. Taufani for inviting me and for organizing this very useful, actually, conference. My works on tsunami and earthquake in Indonesia started actually at the 10th anniversary of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami that resulted in many casualties, unfortunately, in Indonesia. You see this important monument in Banda Aceh, an abandoned large ship which was stranded by the 2004 tsunami, and now is being there and used as a reminder of the tsunami hazards in the area. And also the iconic mosque, Baitur Rahman Grand Mosque in Banda Aceh area, that was the refuge for many of the tsunami-stricken people in the area at the time of the 2004 tsunami. This actually, this was the origin of my interest in tsunami hazard studies in Indonesia, and of course you have a lot of other natural hazards in Indonesia. You had after the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, the 2006 Bengkulu earthquake and tsunami, the 2010 Mentawai with more than 500 casualties, and recently, more recently in 2018, we had two destructive tsunamis in Indonesia again. Anak Krakatau event with more than 450 deaths, and the 2018 Palu earthquake and tsunami with, I have to actually revise that the number over there, it's more than actually 4,500, unfortunately. And just last month, maybe you know that, there was another destructive earthquake and landslide in West Java with more than 330 casualties, unfortunately. So this is, we are facing a country that is constantly stricken by large natural hazards, large destructive, deadly natural hazards, and that's the reason that we are here today, and we come together to put our international efforts to bring more resilience to earthquakes, tsunamis, and landslides in Indonesia. In this photo, you see myself with my Indonesian colleagues that we did field surveys of the Anak Krakatau tsunami, and in the background of this photo, the Anak Krakatau volcano was there. Because of all of the large disasters that we have in Indonesia, and international efforts is obviously necessary to help, because this is obviously beyond the capacity of a single nation to face all of these different multi hazards that you have. So we came together with our Indonesian colleagues, and we have been thinking that how we can contribute, how we can make Indonesia safer to tsunamis. And one of the issues that multiple times came to light was the fact that we have less information and less preparedness in eastern part of Indonesia. After the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, which was mostly affected west of the country and Banda Aceh and that area of the country, most of the efforts, you know, that was directed towards the west and tsunami hazard and preparedness in the west, but the east was less studied, and this was the outcome of many of our meetings that we had with our Indonesian top researchers and scientists on tsunami. If we come to the east of the country, you see a map of the east of Indonesia here. that unfortunately we have a very complex tectonic setting here. We don't have sufficient data on earthquake and tsunami studies. We have various types of hazards here. For example, in this figure here, which is part of our article, the purple areas, like for example here, these areas are potential landslide. They could make landslide tsunamis. The triangle, the red triangles, they are volcanoes, and many of them actually are active, and you see many of these volcanoes in this area. We have also many faults, subduction zones. The small black triangles, they show the subduction zone margins, and this is I would say a very unique situation. I have worked with many other tsunamigenic parts of the world, but in my view, Indonesia is situated in a very unique position in terms of the nature of the tsunami hazards that we are facing here. Volcanoes, landslides, earthquakes, and sometimes combination of that. And as we see later in my presentation, sometimes we have a combined trigger for tsunamis. As a result of these efforts that we had, different meetings that we had with Indonesian scientists and understanding the situation of tsunami hazard in Indonesia, we have been able to develop two UK-Indonesia collaborative projects. And fortunately, these projects were funded by some funding agencies. The first project here to the left side, this is East Indonesia Earthquake and Tsunami Project, which started in 2019 and will finish next year, and funded by the Royal Society. The partners of this project are my own university, University of Bath, and I'm working with Bahrain, and many of my good colleagues in Bahrain supported and contributed to this project, and still we are working on this project. And some of the colleagues are now here in this meeting, especially Dr. Marina, now one of the organizers of this conference. She's one of the members of this project. The other project to the right is a FITER, which stands for Future Indonesia Tsunamis, and just finished a couple of months ago, and we had the concluding meeting of the project in Indonesia just a couple of months ago, and again some of you participated in that conference, in that meeting. And for that meeting, the partners are University of Bath, University College London, and the ITB. And you see here that this project is funded by the Lloyd's Research Foundation, as you see here. So these two projects help us to contribute to tsunami hazards in Indonesia, and hopefully to make Indonesia a bit safer in terms of tsunami risks. The thing that I thought may be useful for this project and for the audience here is that just to present some of the outcomes of these projects, and to provide some material for our question and answer and for the discussion sections. I start with the volcanic tsunamis and what we learned, just a bit of results from this project. We know that the December 2018 Krakatau tsunami was a very unique tsunami in terms of the power of a volcanic tsunami. We had volcanic tsunamis in the past, but this was one of the very largest. After the 1883 Krakatau tsunami, this was one of the largest that impacted Indonesia, and we had more than 450 deaths, and the run-up height of the tsunami was up to 12 meters. We did several different types of studies on the Anak Krakatau tsunami. I'm presenting one of them here, which was field surveys of the tsunami and what we understand from the ground after the tsunami. Please see our article for more details of this research. I put a link of the article here. But basically, we traveled to different damaged locations, and we made notes of the tsunami damage and understanding that how the damage was made. You see here a survey of the tsunami. That tsunami height was in most locations that we visited was up to 5-6 meters. And although the maximum tsunami height was 12 meters, but that 12-meter tsunami was actually occurred in an area, in a remote area, which was not residential. But in this survey, we focused on the residential area to understand the impact of the tsunami on the structures and on people. Most of the locations, the tsunami height was 5 to 6 meters, from 3 to 6 meters, and the flow depth was from up to 3 meters, and the inundation distance was on the average around 100 meters. And sometimes it was more than 200 meters, but on the average, the distance was around 100 meters. There are different conclusions, and you know that there have been several field surveys of this Anak Krakatau tsunami in the past few years, and many papers have been published. But here I just want to highlight only 3 points. For more information, please see our article, but I want to emphasize only 3 points here. One of the things that we observed many times during the survey was that most of the damage was concentrated at the distance of 100 meters from the coastline. So it means if a building or a community was distanced more than 100 meters from the coastline, that would be safe. This was very interesting. Of course, this safe distance changes from one tsunami to another, and it's not fixed for every tsunami. But obviously, for the Anak Krakatau type rupture and Anak Krakatau type tsunami, a safe distance of 100 meters was observed during our survey. The second point that I want to highlight here is that there have been many low-lying, very low elevation coastal area that the tsunami height was only 1 or 2 meters, very small tsunami, only 1 to 2 meters compared to 20 or 30 meter tsunami. The areas that we visited, they had only 1 to 2 meters of tsunami, but still some people were killed by the tsunami. And this shows that even very small tsunamis, if the locations, if people, if the communities, if the houses are very close to the coastal area, then only a small tsunami has the potential to kill people. Therefore, it's very important that the distance from the coast is very decisive in terms of tsunami damage and tsunami casualties. Also, the last point that I put here was about the Somor, which one of the areas that we visited during our survey, and a very significant damage and death was observed in Somor. If I remember correctly, it was like 40-50 people were killed only in Somor. But again, when you look at the tsunami height in Somor was only 2 to 3 meters. Again, not very big tsunami. As I said, the maximum tsunami during the Anak Krakatau event was 12 meters. But here in Somor, which had the the significant damage and the most death, the tsunami height was only 2 to 3 meters. Why? The answer is because this community was very close to the coastal area. Again, the construction was very close to the coastal area, and the area was extremely low-lying. And again, I want to highlight the importance of having distance from the shoreline. Of course, that's a very big challenge, and we know that it's very hard to convince local people to get distance from the coastal area. We had this actually experience from the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami in Banda Aceh, and that many high-quality buildings were made by the government at the distance of 300, 400 meters from the coastal area, but it is very difficult for local people to transfer from the coast to the new buildings, because they have businesses, they have different activities at the coastal area. But again, this is our job as scientists to remind local people that distance from the coast is a key to save lives. The fundamental question here is that, is the 2018 Krakatau type tsunami possible somewhere else in Indonesia? And the answer, unfortunately, sadly, the answer is yes. Here in our research, we studied the 1871 Ruang volcano eruption in the Molucca Sea, and you see here at the right side, we simulated two different scenarios for the volcano, and we noticed that the tsunami height is from 20 to 50 meters at that area, and obviously there was a historical tsunami, a volcanic tsunami in this area, in this Ruang volcano, and there were some casualties and destructions. And you see that this event could be as destructive as the 2018 Krakatau tsunami. And unfortunately, we have, as I showed in my first figure, unfortunately, we have many active volcanoes of this type at different parts of Indonesia, and we need to be prepared for it. I want now move to the hazard from landslide tsunamis, and the two events that we had in the past 2 years, the Krakatau and the Palu tsunami, both of them were kind of a landslide tsunami because they made the volcano made very large landslide, and also in June 2021 in Seram, we had another landslide tsunami. I want to briefly explain these two events and make some conclusions about landslide tsunamis in Indonesia. The Palu tsunami, it's already well known and already studied by many researchers that a landslide was associated with the Palu tsunami. In this study, we simulated the tsunami from the earthquake, from the Palu earthquake, and as you see here, the black dots are the actual run-up survey, tsunami height survey of the Palu event, and the orange bars, they are the simulations, and you see that three different earthquake scenarios, EQ1, EQ2, and EQ3, they cannot reproduce the actual tsunami heights. And we need a landslide here to explain the Palu event. And as you see here, we put a submarine down. This is just a cartoon, just explaining that what happened in the Palu event. You see that at the right side here, you have this uplift from the earthquake, from the magnitude 7.5 earthquake, and at the same time, we had a large landslide at the other side of the Palu Bay submarine landslide here, and these two causes, they came together and they produced the Palu disaster. Again, I have to rush my presentation, and I cannot spend large time on each of these, but I put the reference to our article. Please see our article and find more information about the details of the study. Also, I want to explain another landslide tsunami that we had in just last year, in June 2021, in Seram, offshore Seram Island. That over there was a magnitude 5.9 earthquake. You see here the epicenter of the earthquake, magnitude 5.9, on 16th of June 2021. But when we look at the tide gauge reports of the tsunami, we saw some unusual behavior. For example, here I'm looking at the Tehoro, Amahai, and Banda tide gauges, and you see that the tsunami height in Tehoro is 50 centimeters, but at the two other nearby tide gauges, we have only 1 and 4 centimeters of tsunami. And this is obviously very unusual because all of these 3 gauges, they are very close to each other, and we shouldn't really see that. We noticed that perhaps another contributing factor must have played role in intensifying tsunami in the Tehoro tide gauge. And after simulations, you see at the left side the simulations from earthquake source. You see that the simulations from earthquake source of the tsunami can produce only a tsunami with the height of only a few centimeters, 1 to 2 centimeters, but the actual tsunami was 50 centimeters. But by looking at the landslide source, you see that a landslide source is able to reproduce the tsunami height that we observed there. So this means that a landslide actually was involved in this tsunami. You see the reference at the bottom of this, and if you are interested for more information on this event, please see the article. And marine geophysical survey. The other thing that was done by this in this project was marine geophysical survey by Dr. Marina Frederick, one of the organizers of this conference. And Marina already presented the results of her survey in some other conferences and some other meetings, and maybe at some point, I'm not sure, in these meetings as well. But I refer you to this. This is a very important activity because we don't have really sufficient data on marine bathymetric surveys of the East Indonesia, and this survey, which was done in August 2022, just a few months ago, was able to produce very important precious data for the future. In terms of tectonic tsunamis, we did several studies in several projects, but here I'm presenting one of those projects from an earthquake with magnitude 7.2 in the Molucca Sea. You see the Molucca Sea map here, and the earthquake was just in the middle of the Molucca Sea. And this is one of the as I said, East Indonesia has a very complicated tectonic setting, and one of the important features of this area is this double subduction in the Molucca Sea. And if you see at the left side here, if you see the seismicity map of the region, we have thousands of earthquakes over years in this area, some of them very large, including the event that we studied in our article in SRL. In summary, for this event, we noticed that a very high-angle reverse fault was responsible for a tsunami. And if we put this event along with another events that happened in 2014 and 2007, we noticed that this high-angle reverse faulting are very common in this area, and that's why we named the Maluku Sea region as a hot spot for splay faulting. I'm sorry that I have to move a bit faster, but for more information, please see our article here. But the fundamental question is that what we can do, because we have many scientists, many scholars in this conference and in this call, and it's very important that to know that what we can contribute and what we can do for the future of Indonesia's tsunami and earthquake risks. And my first point is data. We don't have sufficient data for tsunami and earthquake studies in East Indonesia, and we need actively produce more data. As I said, we have produced many data in our two projects, but that's, in my view, that's just the beginning, and we need more data. The point two, landslide and volcano tsunamis are very common in Indonesia. Landslide and volcano tsunamis, they are silent killers, because unlike earthquakes that we have tremors, we have shakings from earthquakes, but from landslide and volcano we have very little things. We have something, but we have little things, and obviously developing tsunami warning system based on landslide and volcano is very difficult. But point three, I'm saying that it is important to develop and extend warning capabilities from earthquakes to landslides and volcanoes too. It's very difficult, but I know that our colleagues in JMA in Japan and in USA in Pacific tsunami warning system, they are working on developing tsunami warning systems for volcanoes and landslides. And last one, it is urgent to develop our mitigation capacities by scenario studies and community education. We have done many different scenario studies in our two projects, but in my view, again, this is just the beginning, and we have to more actively develop scenario studies and community engagement. And thank you very much listening to this presentation, and please get in touch for collaboration. You have my email, my Twitter. My Twitter handle is _Haydazadeh, my personal website, and also the project. The last one is the project website, and we put all of the information and all of the results of the project and some data. They are available in the project website, and please get in touch. And I hope that we can collaborate for the benefit of Indonesia tsunami and earthquake resilience. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Haydazadeh. Big round of applause for both our speakers today. We have around 20 minutes for question and answer. The rules is still the same. You can ask to our both speaker directly using the audio by raising your hands, of course, through your Zoom. And the other way is that you type it your question in the chat room, so we can read the question for the speakers. And one more rule, that you have to direct your questions to whom? To Professor Ogi or Professor Haydazadeh. Is there any questions? While waiting, perhaps I would like to have one short question for Professor Haydazadeh. Does your studies results suggest that there's the difference between East Indonesian and Western Indonesian western part of Indonesia regarding of the characteristic of the tsunamis, whether it is tectonic or it is volcanic source of the propagation of the wave? I mean, is there any difference between these two areas where we have to have a different set of preparation or mitigation in order to prevent loss of life or further structural damage?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, your point is correct that we have a sharp difference between East and West. The challenge for the East is that the tsunami hazard is very diverse, coming from very diverse sources of hazard, and obviously preparation is more difficult and more challenging. In West, mostly we have this Sumatra and Daman subduction zone, and treating tsunamis from treating tsunamis from earthquakes is much straightforward. We have lots of capacities worldwide to deal with earthquake, tectonic tsunamis, but we need a different set of tools for dealing with tsunamis in East, because in my view, as I see, we have to face multi sources for the tsunami, and multi-hazard is much very likely to be triggered in East, because when we have a landslide or when we have an earthquake, then volcano landslides can be easily triggered by the earthquake. But in that sense, it appears that we have much more straightforward situation in the West.
All right, thank you. We have questions there. Hello. Mohammed.
Yes.
Hello. You like to ask one of our speakers?
Can I ask a question from Dr. Haidarzadeh?
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you. My name is Dr. Muhammad Mukhtari. I am the chair of the Northwest Indian Ocean Early Warning Tsunami System with ICG. I would like to thank Dr. Haidarzadeh for comprehensive kind of introduction of the tsunami in Indonesia. I think he has done a fantastic job in really getting all those material into the system there, and I sincerely appreciate that. And at the same time, there are some other things which we might have to consider, and also we might have to let the people in the engineering side to know about this tsunami occurrence, and also public education, which is very much advanced. The early warning system in Indonesia has really gone through very effectively. The Indonesians they understand now the true meaning of tsunami. They felt it, and also they kind of really is growing with it. Therefore, I think it's very important that there's a lot of learning point from Indonesian side for all the other part of Indian Ocean. That's what we're working on it, to be able to compare the result from Macron region, which also has a tsunami, and with the Indonesia, India, and all those nations are really kind of very actively involved in tsunami case. I'm sure you know about this the work which was conducted, I was knowing as the tsunami really program at the ICG. I think that is something which we recently observed. Those locations, which some community has been kind of trained on that. I think that is very important. One of the slides that Dr. Haidarzadeh mentioned about when he was comparing the results of two landslide source as a, maybe can you bring up that slide, Doctor? Comparing the landslide.
Yeah, sure. I tried to share it.
But at the same time, I would like to mention, I think that another factor that Indonesia need to look at it, they're looking at it, there's lots of mud volcanoes. I think mud volcanoes now start becoming very kind of difficult, especially that now there's a lot of progress ongoing and developing. And I think mud volcano is something which we need to also take into consideration when we are looking at building there. Yes, I think that's one. There's another one. You were comparing the result of. Can you go further down?
Okay.
There was a comparison between landslide source. Maybe, okay.
Is that this one?
Yeah, this one, yeah. Can you, increase the size, please? You see that here you're comparing the source, which is caused by earthquake and by landslide, and then at the same time you end up with landslide as a source. As you said, you yourself mentioned about the source of landslide, that is mainly it could be earthquake. Therefore, I think somehow in this case you cannot really kind of remove the effect of the earthquake into the generation of landslide, or am I wrong?
Actually, what we are referring to this event is that only an earthquake source is unable to reproduce the observed waves that we had there, and then we have been trying to understand and explain what could be the reason for this, and what other sources, other secondary sources could be responsible, and eventually we modeled the event as a combined earthquake and landslide. I'm not sure, Dr. Mukhtari, does it answer your question?
No, it's correct. What I was just saying that if you look at the sources as a source of tsunami as a landslide, there's probably some wording difficulties. I'm thinking that you're saying that the landslide sources as tsunami sources rather than really defining the earthquake, bringing the earthquake into action of producing that tsunami there. I mean, that would be, or like Macron, if you say, okay, there was a preliminary one as earthquake, and then the secondary will be the landslide or spray faulting. I mean, this is something which you can combine. It will be a combination of first arrival as earthquake, the second arrival as a landslide. Is that what you're referring to?
Definitely, this is correct. The earthquake was the primary cause of the tsunami, and that primary cause triggered a secondary cause, which is the landslide. And landslide, of course, was activated by the earthquake. I agree with you. That's the case.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry I took lots of time from you, and I wish everybody a successful seminar and lots of learning from each other. Thank you.
Thank you for your questions. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have questions for one of our speakers? Professor Augie is still there, and as well as Professor Haidazadeh.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Right.
No answer. I would like to add some information for audience. So I think if someone would like to propose a program, research program, or especially for ocean research program in Indonesia, and would like to link with the regional stakeholder, so probably you can also let IOC UNESCO Indonesia knows, because from that point probably we can help you in for some way, because sometimes UNESCO provides money. It's not big money, but probably can provide some money to support your program in national or regional. So that's important to know about that, and not to worry to contact us anytime, even for a small program or a big program. Also for Dr. Muhammad Haidarse, I really enjoy your topic today, And we, I think you talk a lot about the geology in Eastern Indonesia. And at the time, we already developed, it's a new, we call Collaborative Research Center for Eastern Indonesia. So if you would like to maybe talk sometime at the center, so you're most welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Augie,
thank you
for
very much.
additional remarks. Yes, please.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, Dr. Agri. This is very useful. I mean, I didn't hear this initiative of this East Indonesia efforts. Definitely, I would be very happy to join and contribute. And maybe we could make some collaboration between our research projects and your team. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there any more questions? Perhaps we have one short. No? Okay. Well, thank you very much for the. Sorry. Ada yang tanya? Nggak ada? Okay. Thank you for both our speaker, Professor Augie, for nice presentation, as well as Professor Haidarzadeh. It is really enlightened to all of us. Hopefully, there is going to be follow-ups from the audience in one way or the other, whether it's going to be research collaborations or perhaps joining to the cause of the UNESCO-led organizations that Professor Augie just presented. I am on behalf of the committee would like to thank all the audience as well as to our speakers, from Professor Park, Professor Augie, and then Professor Haidarzadeh from Bath University. And thank you all. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of the conference today and tomorrow. Hopefully we can have fruitful discussion, and thank you all. I would like to hand over back to our master ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dhani, for being our moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have a break for more or less 90 minutes for preparing the parallel sessions. And as a reminder, again, the technical session will be filled with presentations, and tomorrow, the best presenters and also the best papers for students and general participants will be announced. After this, the committee will divide all participants into 2 different breakout rooms. So thank you so much for having me, and good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everyone.
Recording stopped.